Hello friends. So today we will learn special function call in Scala. So what are the function in Scala? Functions are just like a normal method in which you pass fixed number of parameters and call with an equal number of arguments. So you can say that argument we can pass into same order and same number as the parameter given into the function. So these are the normal approach while calling function into Scala. But there are some special cases available into Scala where you can pass, uh, you can say, a different special mechanism into function calling, like repeated parameters and named argument and default argument. So what are these things? So let's see by some examples. First of all, we will start a new worksheet and we will say this worksheet as special function. Okay. As you can see, we have started a new worksheet. Now, let's see. We will define first of all a repeated parameter function. What are this? A repeated parameter function in which you pass parameters multiple times. Like for this, let's see, we are defining a function call, and in which we are passing an argument string. But as you can see, in this call function, only one method, only one parameter we can pass, or you can say only one parameter is given and we can pass only one argument. But if you want to pass multiple arguments in this method, how you can do it? For this, you need to pass an asterisk. Okay, and let's define this function. Let's say we have defined this function with for, and after that argument, and after that printing that argument. Okay. Okay. Let's click on this and check this function is defined or not. So as you can see, we are passing only one parameter here, but with asterisk. So it can take multiple arguments at the same time, and it will print. So first it will print those arguments. First of all, let's say with the simple call and see what are the results. So as you can see, there is no result. Okay, so because we are not passing any argument in it, let's say we are passing one argument here and see what is the result. You can see one result. And similarly, if you can passing multiple argument here, like 1, like 2, like 3, okay, and you can see there are multiple results from that function. So basically, what is this doing? This is passing a sequence of a string here, because whatever the argument you are passing, whatever the data type you are using, and if you are using after that an string, it will convert into a sequence of that data type. Like here, you are passing a sequence of string parameter in this function, and that's why you are getting a result from here. Okay. So, but here's a catch. If you are passing directly a sequence of this call function, it will give some surprising result. Let's see. Okay, let's minimize it, and then let's say we are defining a sequence f. Okay, and for sequence defining, we are giving, let's say, hello world. Okay, and pass this sequence to in our call function. Let's see what is the result. As you can see, it is showing a type mismatch because we are passing a sequence of a string, not a string. And this required only a string of data type or string parameter. We cannot pass directly a sequence of a string into this function call because it automatically converting that parameter into a string, not with the sequence of the string. So how you do that? How you pass a sequence of a string into this function? First of all, you need to define there is a catch. There's a method. Let's say if you are passing a sequence here, you need to define an asterisk with underscore. So in this way, you can call or you can pass a complete sequence of a string into this function call. Let's see what is the result. Okay, so first of all, I need to comment it out so that it can run. And now you can see I got the result, hello world. Okay, so this is the way you can define a repeated parameter function into Scala. Now let's move on into a named argument. What are the named argument? Named argument is just like you are passing a function with defining a name into that function so that it will recognize what are the parameters you are passing into a function. Let's say I am defining an area, okay, in which we are passing float type and width also a float type, and its result is also a float type, and the area is this. Okay, so we are defining a function in which we are passing length and width with float type data type and getting that area into a float data type. So how you pass the parameter in this area function? Let's say I am calculating an area of 10 by 20. So it is saying, okay, you can see you got the result 200, right? But if you want to pass a named parameters, so name argument, for this you need to define an area with length is equal to 10 and width is equal to 20. And now see the results. As you can see, both are same. But there is this advantage of it. What is the advantage? You can pass the parameter defining in any sequence. Like if you can define width first and length after that, this will give same result because you are defining a named parameter here. It will automatically detect what is the width here and what is the length here, and it will pass respectively into the function logic, right? So this is the advantage of named parameter. Now let's move ahead with default parameter. Default parameter values. Okay, so for default parameter values, you need to define, let's say, what are the default parameter values first of all? The default parameter values in which you are defining, you are giving the values of any parameters at the time of defining a function, so that it will automatically get the result once you call that function, or you can say it will call that parameter value by default. It will into the function, or it will call the default value of that parameter into a function. First of all, let's see a function, let's say a function point, okay, and in which we are defining axis, let's say x axis and y axis, right? And this So as you can see, this is the normal function. But while defining a default parameter, you need to define a value of that parameter, like 1 and like 2. So this is defining a default value of x and y. Let's complete this function and see what are the results. Let's say the logic is x plus y, okay, and pass the values in it. So if I am going to call it normal point, okay, let's see what is the result. So I got the result 3, 2 plus x plus y, 3, okay. And if I am giving a same function with x is equal to 11, let's say, what is the result? It will give 13 because it will override the default value and then calculate the result with this value. Here x is equal to 11 and y is equal to 2, so it will give a 13 value. Similarly, if I am going to give y value here, let's say 22, and see what is the result. You got 23. So this is the way we define a special kind of function into Scala, because we are getting the result uh, in a different way. Like you can use these things into different combination, different type of logic, and especially default parameters are useful when you are in combination with named parameters. So these are the things we are defining very heavily in Scala. And thanks for watching.